Well, Coach, no precipitation to speak of, but still a very chilly December day in Philly. Winter coats and hot chocolate abound here at Lincoln Financial Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
Let's go! Here we go. Ready? You must be getting tired of seeing me.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 27, Wentz, rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Now Wentz. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10.
On the double. 53, Mike. Stay with your man. What? Go.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And all the way down to the 26.
Let's go.
A big run there by Gurley. 46 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Running with Howard, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the 2nd drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. Wentz going to throw. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Dante Fowler, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Wentz to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score. And then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. They'll begin the drive with Howard. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Aaron Donald in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he's going to be met at about the 43. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
6-0 our score after 1. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run with Howard. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. They got a man. It's Woods. 25 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson throws right side, and that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Jackson, options out left. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they'll try the jet sweep here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
They're not ready for this, man. Let's get playing something. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Now a draw play for Gurley. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
From the 17, Jackson, and he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, the answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
That one goes for 24 yards.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Begin to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
Working from the gun, Wentz. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 42.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Straight 15, straight 15. Recon, 132 fighter.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
Mike, hey, come on out here. Come get some.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
Let's go. Check 52.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
A gain of 14. First down, Los Angeles.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Well, it's a jet sweep, the football to Woods. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go. Set. Let it go. Walk 54. Too little.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
54. Quit talking about it and bring it. Switch.
Here's Gurley now, out of the gun. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch the screen.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
And it's third down.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, watch the lane. Right there. 54, right there.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Johnny Hekker now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Come on. 2 times, 2 times. 40.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 5-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Under 10. Under 10. Come on.
Again, it's Howard. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete.
We're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That's taken inside his own 40. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over.
Here we go. Here we go. Henry. You're not ready. You're not ready. Check 43. Kill. Whip. Watch the whip. Check 26. Deuce. Watch the twist.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Past the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check. Out.
up, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Check 13. Check 13.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley.
You ain't going nowhere.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Switch the outlaw. 54. Right, 54. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Switch.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. And that's complete to Cooks. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Check 56. Hey, here we go.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This will be taken short. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Mike, I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Time to go. Night. Go.
And Gurley here fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Now Howard. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the time.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us...
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Jordan Howard, 78 yards. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line, out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field...
And it'll be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief, that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Double dog, that's the way.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Jackson, options out left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
The Rams on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Wentz now to throw. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now left side on the swing pass. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets a made.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw, it's Wentz. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. On 1st and goal, Howard. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. And he's going to go down. and sacked back at the 13-yard line. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now Wentz. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Here we go.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried